German sits with a grin so wide. Pogs on the table can't hide his pride. Creator in the corner starts to glare. Madness sparks and hate fills the air. Stack 'em high, a tower of luck. Germans winning, it feels like pluck. Alice Matt's fury, a brewing storm. Visions of pogs in every form. Pogs are spinning, tables turning. Alice Matt's eyes with fierce fire burning. Germans' laughter echoes loud in a world that's pog-bound proud. Matt sees and he's mad insane. Eyes on fire, can't take the strain. Pogs and pieces drive him to pain. His patience snapping like an old chain. And he's mad insane. Eyes on fire, can't take the strain. Pogs and pieces drive him to pain. His patience snapping like an old chain. Du bist nie gewinnen, Entenmann. Du bist nie gewinnen, Entenmann. Alas, Mud fumes can't take no more. Pogs and slammers hit the floor. It's not about the game you see. It's about what fun could be. Du bist nie gewinnen, Entenmann. Du bist nie gewinnen, Entenmann. Du bist nie gewinnen, Entenmann. Du bist nie gewinnen, Entenmann.
Yeah, I'm a little proactive today, guys. I knew what I was going to face, and I see the comments, and I was already prepared. So, and I'll get to those comments in a second. But I was editing a video today that I'm going to be uploading on my channel about AI and the teaser, well, not teaser, but the behind the scenes footage of that Doomsday Avenger movie that was not actually behind the scenes; it was AI. So I decided that I was going to start repurposing my older live streams, right? Take them off the channel so that way the algorithm doesn't affect my channel, and repurpose them as content for future videos. So I'm repurposing that live stream that I did about Shadversity when he put his drawing through an AI generator, put some prompts on there and created a different image, and he claimed that he was the artist of that image. And shut up. Okay, I can't. I'm feeling very moderate right now. I'll continue to start after some knucklehead shuts the alarm up. Enjoy this intro.
You stole my heart, you intercepted it.
Okay, they stopped. All right, very good. All right, so you guys been spared the Taylor Swift intro for now. But I was repurposing that old live stream for the video that I'm editing, which will either get uploaded tonight or tomorrow. It'll probably be uploaded tonight and either show up tonight or I'll premiere it first thing in the morning. I'll figure out what my mindset is like after I'm editing it. But I noticed that in that live stream, I wore this mask. Yes, I wore the mask. And I'm like, you know what? For these Monday monster horror live streams that I do, to visually separate it from the indie comic outliers that I do Thursdays, I think I'm going to wear the mask to give the that little horror aesthetic. I know it's a luchador mask, but it's great for the visual aesthetic. So I decided to wear that. But then I wonder, what would you guys think if I did wear it? How would you guys feel? And now I'm looking at the chat, and I'm like, you know what? Now I have to wear it because I got to protect myself. Because you people with your racist, horrific comments about my head, because we're doing a movie tonight about freaks, and you think that Kirk is as much as I want to watch Pod Awful, as much as I want to watch, I want to watch it too, and I'll have to watch it on replay because obviously I'm streaming. But I'm well aware that some people are going to be going on with it to watch it. I mean, it's always good to watch Pot off of Urban DBS, so I'm all for it. I'm here for it. Okay, so far the visual looks good. No choppy. And see, there we go. See, with the images, with the oppressive racist emojis. Bear says, "Hey guys, loves you in that movie, Laz. Matt, great performance by you, jerky freak." I can't believe it. Can't believe it. Yeah, I know, Bear. Yeah. Okay. Right. You know what? I'm not going to be bullied by you guys tonight. I'm going to talk about the movie, and I'm going to enjoy talking about it. I hope you guys had a chance to watch it. It's a great pre-code horror film. We'll get into it, and we'll talk more about what the movie's about and the cultural impact about it. But you guys should watch a video, and this is now we're back to normalcy. You're going to watch the Taylor Swift video on my terms, so here you go.
You stole my heart, you intercepted it. Now you're gone, have to accept it. Did I meet your mom too soon? Or did I do what I always do? Yeah, we made it to the 50, and then you kissed me. We made it to the 40, a new love story. We made it to the 30, and you did me dirty right then. You put the end in tight end, and as I touched down, just like you in a game, I'm in another town, and nothing feels the same. Wish I could go back when we met that day. Oh, whoa, and throw a flag on the play.
Totally art. It's totally art. I say it is. So I have maybe that 60% visual or visibility through these eyes. So that means that a lot of the hate that's coming from y'all people in the chat will be filtered. So that's good for me. So that means I'll have a confident stream tonight, and I'll be able to talk with as much love as I should be deserving of, without you people interjecting with your vicious vitriol and violent venom. So what I did there, right? You saw what I did there? I know you guys saw what I did there because I'm an artiste. I know you saw what I did there. But welcome to the stream. And depending on how much we get done, how much we talk, and how much we share, this will either be a 1 hour stream or a 1 hour and a half stream. But it never goes more than 2 hours, which is good because it helps replay value for those that care. And we'll see how this goes. Now, drinking coffee will be a very challenging thing with this mask on, but let's see how well I do it. Oh, fantastic. I should do a coffee commercial with this, right? I should do a coffee commercial with this mask and just drink it because you'll see the complexities of how it is to drink with a mask on. Imagine these luchadors. I mean, these luchadors that they go on their tour, right? Wrestling in the ring and traveling around the country, and they got to eat with their masks on because they're not allowed to take their masks off in public. So imagine them drinking their wine or their whiskey or their tequila and having the mask on, and here I am drinking a coffee. I can imagine the struggle, So you can imagine the struggle, and the hatred in the chat is just insane, absolutely insane. Did I miss anybody? Of course not. All right. Well, I have some guests in the back, so I'm going to let them on because we had a watch party in our Discord, which only 2 people showed up for, and those are the 2 that are happening in the back. So I will give them this intro because, after all, it is a Monday Monster Horror, and here we go. Hello.
What the fuck was that?
That was an awesome intro, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I should just leave now and come back later.
Prime was noticeably disturbed when we were watching Freaks, so either I caught him on a rare moment, or he genuinely is that much.
I've never seen the movie.
So you'd be the perfect person to have a conversation with, because that means your first impression will be a factor in whether or not the film achieved its intended shock goal.
Here's
yeah,
the thing.
Yes,
I could see where Kevin Smith got his inspiration for Tusk at the end, though. I could say that now.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that movie yet. I have not seen Tusk yet.
Tusk
dude,
sucks.
It sucks ass, but it's such a like eyesore of how much it is with horror. It's just like at the end, it's like the most saddest part of the movie.
Yeah, because I knew of the movie, but I didn't know that Kevin Smith directed it. I was totally like, oh, he directed that movie? I haven't seen it, but I heard about
my buddy Mike kept swearing to me that he remembered the ending, having Jay and Silent Bob looking down at the guy who was turned into Tusk, saying, "Oh man, that sucks." But for some reason, he's having like that Mandela effect with the movie ending, because he said, "Man, I remember that ending." It's like, what the hell?
Yeah.
I was like, no, it's not there, dude.
Yeah. There's actually, and on a subject of a unrelated note, but like in terms of like scenes that may or may not have been in a movie, on one of my Instagram accounts, I saw a deleted scene from Superman 2 where Non actually kills a boy. I was like, wait, that wasn't in the movie. But it's like, oh, it is in the movie. But it wasn't one of the TV edits.
Yeah, it's in the movie, but it was cut because it wasn't was it unfit for TV or whatever the hell they called it
PG
back
friendly.
then?
It's not PG friendly.
All right. I don't want to deviate too much, but yes. So tonight's topic is Freaks from 1932, and I'm sure a lot of people in the chat have seen Freaks.
Gobble, 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 gobble.
I don't see KSS in the chat. Okay, I gotta address it. Listen, Carol, colors. I'm wearing this because I already saw the comments in the chat. People making fun of my head, and assuming because just this awful comments about my head and the people in the movie. So, and I was editing a video that I'm going to be uploading on my channel about the Doomsday Avengers AI trailer that came out, and I said, you know what? I saw myself in the Shyversity stream, which I'm clipping for this video that I'm editing, and I was wearing the mask. And I was like, you know what? I kind of miss
Shyversity made a new video.
No. You guys remember the stream we did? Like it was like 2 years ago. That stream we did where we were EFAPing his video about how you
AI art, the AI art shit.
Right. So what I'm doing is I'm repurposing my older live streams to help with the algorithm on my channel, and using that as content with new material, new footage, and all that stuff. So I'm doing that thing. But to answer Cullis' attack here, that mask really brings out his lisp.
By the way, how many people you got watching right now, Lasman?
Let me see. Looks like 8.
Okay, that explains a lot right now, because Jesse from Pod Awful's taking half of your audience right now.
Well, I know. I once I saw he was going to go live, I was contemplating if I was even going to stream tonight. But
yeah, like Lord Raptor's there, Mango's there, Angela Curry's there.
Oh, what's he doing? Who's he bullying?
He's talking about like Ricada shit. Like I told you, he's got like some fake screenshot of body cam footage of Nick Ricada.
Oh yeah, so
allegedly fake.
Right, we're deviating from the topic, but to address that portion of it, I was contemplating even going live tonight, but I had some people that were asking me to go out live, so I was like, okay, fuck it, I'll go live tonight. And I would take the
we
rest.
Want to talk about Freaks, right?
Yes. Movie. Oh, look who's in the chat. Oh, look at this item show up. Hey, well, hello there. Yes, I know, Kaz. I do this shit because you wanted it. Because you wanted it. That's why.
Yeah, but he wasn't wanting you to stream about Freaks, most likely. He wanted you to stream about bullshit.
So yeah, like I said, I was contemplating on it, but I got the word from people that they wanted me to go live tonight. So I'm here live tonight. After I finish live, I'm gonna go catch the replay on Jesse's Pod Awful channel, which I hope some of you will as well. I mean, because what are you gonna miss live that you're not gonna see in the replay? He's not gonna interact with the chat or anything. He's just doing his thing. You can see.
Yeah, he never interacts with the chat. That's right.
Exactly. So if you miss it live, so what? You're gonna see the replay. Nothing's gonna change. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna watch the replay as if I'm watching it live. It'll be the same thing. But
yeah. But tell us about Freaks.
Before I do that, I got the weirdest voiceover from someone behind the scenes. I'm gonna give him this intro. Here we go.
You guys want to go get some DESSERT? Yeah, dude, I need me a TREAT. What you guys talking about? Yeah, why did you guys just spell dessert? No, shut up! Don't say it. Why? Oh god, how do we tell you this? Simon can't spell. What? He can't spell, so when we talk about something he wants, we spell it out loud so he doesn't get too excited. He's a grown man. He can't handle hearing the word treat. Treat? No treat. Treat? No treat. Treat? No treat. Oh. Okay, what is happening? We told you he gets excited when he hears the word T-R-E-A-T. What you talking about? Taxes. Oh, shucks. What, so you guys just treat him like a toddler? Treat? No treat. Treat? No treat. Treat? No treat. Oh. Dude, you gotta spell if you're talking about F-O-O-D. Okay, so are we getting an S-N-A-C-K? Snack? Oh, come on, man. Dude, really? Oh, come on, I spelled it. Well, he knows how to spell snack. So he can spell snack, but he can't spell treat? Treat? No treat. Treat? No treat. Treat? No treat. God damn it. Okay, he's getting fussy. It's time for an N-A-P. Yeah. What does N-A-P spell? Party.
Gobble gobble. There you go.
That's pretty good. Where did you find that? That's
I
glorious.
found that on X somewhere. I was like, I have to use that as an intro for these Monday streams.
Oh my god, that is so good.
Yeah, they made Godzilla versus Kong like the retarded one of the group. It's awesome.
So I don't know why Infinity thinks this is going to make me feel better, but it does not. So you might as well just tell me I should step on shit and walk with it.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, but my girlfriend Hillman is on.
And freaks.
Guten Morgen.
Yes.
Quite 2:30.
Ah.
Now,
Yeah,
before we
no.
talk about our opinion of the movie, let's quickly talk about the movie itself. So, the movie takes place in a circus, and the main characters are quote unquote freaks. They were considered freaks because they are genetically abnormal from regular folks. You got dwarves, you got men with no limbs, you got Siamese, you got pinheads, you got human worms in the movie. But, a man with no limbs, they call them that. But they're presented very. What's up?
Sword swallowers. Don't forget that.
Sword swallowers. But they are presented very sympathetically. They're not like presented. It's not an exploitative movie by any stretch of the imagination. But it was controversial when it came out. This was a pre-code movie. I talked about the pre-code stuff when we were covering Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde last time. So as a pre-code movie, there were certain things they were able to get away with that were considered very shocking back then. That had it been made a couple years later, they wouldn't have been able to shoot it. Specifically, the ending, the finale of the movie was pretty shocking. But ultimately, the movie's about this lady who's a trapeze artist, and she finds out that the lead dwarf Hans is he's got an inheritance. So he's in love with her. She's not in love with him because she's with the strongman, the muscle guy in the movie. She's with the strong guy. So they devise a thing where she marries him so that she can eventually kill him and get the inheritance. And there's a couple of iconic moments in the movie. One of which is the scene where they're having that feast, right? All the freaks are on the table. They're eating and partying, and they have Hans' wife there. Right. And that's where that iconic join us, or one of us. That's what that scene happens. And then that scene ends with her being ashamed, and she shames the guests, so the freaks, and then they humiliate Hans.
She freaks out at all of them. I'm not one of you. I'm not like you. Yeah.
Yeah. So she throws a drink at one of them, and they humiliate Hans by putting him on top of her and do like a little piggyback around the table. And then that ultimately leads to the finale because they get wind that she wants to kill him. So he's aware that she's trying to poison him one day. But that leads to the final scene. And we'll talk about the final scene in a second, but let me get y'all starts on the movie. There's always Prime because Prime hasn't seen it. This is the first time Prime has seen it, so.
My thoughts on the movie is that it was very appalling that there were so many people that they were able to find for that film that fit the description. But at the time, because that movie came out in 1932, it was turn of the century where these types of like shows, freak shows, carnivals, all that thing were still in high demand. And it just amazes me just how many people that we see like that in that movie versus we see in real life now. Like we don't really see all that much with pinheads or people with no limbs and people eating with their feet as we do nowadays, man. It's like it's very culture shocking to see all those types of people. And then there's the fact too that the midget people in there, I thought they were kids. That's why I had to ask you. It's like, well, dude, they hire kids in this? I was like, then you told me that this actor was actually a prominent actor who's done another horror film and also was in The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, Harry Earls is the lead dwarf in the movie Hans, and he was one of the members of the Lollipop Guild in The Wizard of Oz. But he was part of a quartet called the Dolls, and they were active in the entertainment industry.
Wasn't he the midget in Wax House?
He may have been, yeah.
Yeah, and just to continue here, like I was just very shocked about like this movie was only an hour long, and practically there wasn't like hardly any practical effects on set besides the rain and the thunderstorm, which looks like that was a sound stage because of just how the sounding of the thunder and everything sounded, like that big sheet metal they used to do back in the day. But besides that, I mean, everything else was pretty much on set inside just a small little area outside a tent, circus tent, or on the inside of the circus tent most of the time. That's where most of the action was going down with the acting, the lines, the scenes. It's like it's very close knit where they didn't have to make too much to have a cohesive film. Hail to the king of the top.
Explain the parts that shocked you.
Oh, well, I don't want to get to the ending, but the one guy with the knife in his mouth with no limbs at all, that's the part that shocked me the most.
The human worm. Did you see the scene where he lit up a cigarette?
No, I think I missed that because I think that was part of like when I first got
okay, because I was wondering like why you were shocked by it, because there's a scene where he actually, and it's done in one take, he actually lights up his own cigarette.
Damn.
As a matter of fact, let me see if I can. Do I still have the movie up? If I have the movie up, I'll show that one scene because it's pretty. That one scene was like, oh wow, this guy can actually get around in life. He's pretty well. Check out to see if I can. I have to go to the Discord and get the link. If I can even. Okay, I found the link, but now I got to find the timestamp. But it is a very remarkable scene. That alone was like, wow, that's they understand the limitations and they know how to
asking
get
in your chat a question.
Who?
Is it someone's asking in your chat? A guy in his room is asking, is it public domain yet?
Gee.
Freaks?
Is it public domain?
Well, it came out in 1932, so it's only got 7 more years.
I don't think it's public domain yet. It was. I believe it was part of the MGM library. So I'm not sure it's public domain yet. Because it came out in 1932, so I think it's got another couple years before it would be public domain.
Well, we got 7 more years to last, Matt. But maybe by then you can start doing your own.
The scene.
All right.
Okay, so here's the scene in question. So I'm gonna play it without the volume because I don't want to get copyright struck. But this is so Prime didn't see this, right? So we're gonna show it here. So this is the scene where the human worm, here we go, lights up his cigarette, and it is done in one take. You guys can see it.
Yep. Yeah, I can see it.
Yep.
All right. Let me just there we go. Okay, now pay attention. I just took the audio because I wanted it'll help minimize any potential copyright, but there you go, see? Look at that.
Up close, I just realized what he looks like. He looks like a Vander Holyfield without any arms and limbs.
Ving Rhames, Prime. He even has the same earring as Ving Rhames.
Oh, man.
So Michael Deitch has an interesting comment. He says, it's interesting to compare it to the Nazi film Existence Without Life, featuring pinheads and other freaks, presumably to justify the elimination of those afflicted with gross deformities. It's interesting. Existence Without Life. I should look into that.
I haven't seen that one either. That might be a fun one.
Yeah. We can have Helmet give us German translations.
That's right.
Yeah, it says free system public domain. I think since it was released in the 1960s, it may actually. No, it was released in the 30s, 1932.
Yeah, this says 1932.
Yeah,
I think KSS may be saying that maybe it was re-released in the 60s.
Okay, yeah,
Was
it was
it a
released. Yeah,
director's cut or something
classic.
like that?
Say what,
So
Helmet?
yeah, re-release. Yeah.
There was a
Um,
director's cut or something that got re-released.
Yeah, in the
Yeah.
60s. Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's how studios keep keep it from going from public domain, is that they'll reconstitute a new version of it.
Yes, this movie is shocking. There's a black guy. That's right.
So Old Dirty Fast says, the movie Shock is a black guy. There's a black guy without limbs. So I'm just waiting for the comments to go insane with that one. Pack of racists.
I
You know what they
mean,
can do, right? They can't get free TVs.
I mean, if
Look.
one of the
Look,
what
man,
what
I'll
I
ask
go
Matt,
ahead.
just because it's true, just because we are racist, doesn't mean you need to say it all the time.
Damn.
Hey, I want to see the limpless black guy in a Waffle House brawl.
It'd be like jumping beanies. That's what it was like.
Or another black guy using him as a weapon, swinging.
like a football.
Can you imagine
Yeah.
now he's got that knife in his mouth and the other black dude's swinging him around like a fucking sickle? Just
So Michael D says Franks was banned early on for a period of time. Yeah, it was banned in Britain when it came
Yeah,
out.
it's a shame too. It's a really fantastic movie. Like it's very short. It's only what was it, an hour runtime?
An hour and 2 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, hour and 2 minutes. It's very short runtime, but you get everything you need to sort of feel for all the characters and see who they are as people, which ones are moral, which ones are awful. It's really good. Like it's
Kansas says it was re-released in the 60s. It came out in the 30s, but it was controversial and shelved until the 60s. So that may affect the copyright. I don't know.
Elasmat, would you believe that this is only my second watching? This movie imprinted upon me so much when I watched it as a child that I remembered it that long ago.
It's funny because I remember specific scenes when I first watched it. I hadn't seen it again until years later, and I remember certain scenes clearly, like the dinner scene. Remember that? I remember the scene with the worm.
The only thing I had forgotten about was the poison plot.
Yeah, it was my. Yeah, I get it. Yeah. There's certain details like it's definitely a film you have to watch a couple times so you get a better understanding of the story and little details here and there. Because I knew that she wanted to kill him. I remember that, but then I forgot about the poison. I actually forgot about that poison part myself. Like I didn't. I had thought there was more.
I knew that there were I remember the sense of ill boding that like she wished him ill, but I couldn't remember about the poison plot. And then when they mentioned the poison, I was like, yeah, that's right. That's where that went.
Yeah.
It's funny. I watched Freaks the first time in the end of the 90s, maybe 1998 when I was 13. And I came to that movie through another movie. I watched Nightbreed from Clive Barker.
Wait. Hold on. Time. Did you say 30 in the late 90s?
No, I was 13.
Oh, I was about to say. Wait, whoa! I was like, what the hell?
He had a teen in there. How'd you get 30? There was an N.
Yeah,
starts with an R. Starts with an R. What do you think? What do you think I had a moment with?
You definitely had a moment of fucking retardation for sure.
There you go.
Nevertheless, I watched that movie Nightbreed from Clive Barker.
I don't think I've ever seen Nightbreed.
It has a similar theme to Freaks, and a friend of mine told me that there's this black and white movie who has a similar theme, and then I watched Freaks. And
cool.
Well, Nightbreed is not a good movie, but Freaks had a lasting impact.
So don't watch it. I understand. Never mind.
If you watch Nightbreed, make sure you're watching the director's cut because there's actually two versions of it. There's a heavily censored version that came out in the theaters, and then there was like a newly remastered director's cut with scenes added back in. So
yeah,
a lot of scenes are added in with the gore scenes. So make sure if you track it down, make sure if you're gonna hate it, but you decide to watch it, watch the director's cut.
It has a good makeup for the Freaks in Nightbreed, and the story is compelling. But it's all in all a
so we
movie.
had like 11 people watching, and when they tuned in, I had this comment highlighted. So Now we're back to 8. So, yeah.
So last one. Do you think the black guy with no limbs could be used like as a what's it called again? Einberg, when you're snowboard. You think he could be used as a snowboard?
I'm going to tell you races, Prime. I'm going to tell you and the other races a thing right now. A black man that can light up a cigarette without any arms, you should fear him.
Yeah, you probably should.
You respect him and revere him right now.
He'll take your woman. What?
What? Lady Elizabeth in the background, like he'll take your woman.
They're the German beanies. They will do it.
Wait a second. Did I say that he didn't have any limbs? I forgot. He has a kickstand in his pelvis.
I'm sure that makes you happy, Prime.
Yeah, it
Not
probably
really.
does. Makes Prime very happy.
KSS says, has Anna Prime watched A Chinese Ghost Story? It's Helmut's favorite.
No.
Yes. We watched it with Elasmat and I think Helmet.
Yeah,
I never saw it. I never saw it.
It's Prime, it's the movie with the Taoist magic and all that shit and the undead lady that we watched the other day.
I'd have to see it to remember it because the title's not ringing a bell.
I'll be honest. I mean, I know we're deviating just a bit, but it is kind of forgettable for me. For me, anyway. I've seen better Chinese horror movies.
Oh, it's not great, but it was fun to watch at least.
Yeah. No,
That movie. You're talking about that movie.
Yeah.
Right.
The one with the stop motion animation undead.
Right. That movie. The movie I almost fell asleep to. Okay, yeah, all right.
The second and the third one are way better than the first one. I have to admit that. There are 3 movies from the Chinese Ghost Story.
All right.
And by the way, KSSS, Prime was the main character in your favorite horror movie, Razorback. That fucking Aussie movie. With the mutant pig.
Oh, gosh.
I take it that's not a particularly good one.
No, it sucked ass, and I had to watch it before Elasma told me that we don't talk about that movie, and I had already watched it in preparation.
There's 2 things we don't talk about here. Fudge and Razorback.
I like Fudge.
You know, I'm surprised you guys aren't talking about movies that are coming out back in the 80s or the early 90s. I'm surprised you guys ain't talking about those type of movies yet.
We just started these Monday streams, Arnold. It's going to be a while before we talk about every single movie. So we're obviously going to do the 80s stuff. It's just, we did a couple of, let me see. We did a couple of, like, some of the more later movies. We wanted to go back to, like, the 30s and do some of those. So we went back to doing Jekyll and Hyde from 1931, which is great Jekyll and Hyde interpretation. Probably still the best. And then we did this one, Freaks. So we wanted to do more of those classic horror movies. I do want to talk about some of the 60s and 80s horror movies, specifically the Hammer movies too. I want to get into some of those. That's the plan.
So is Carnosaur on your list for the late 80s movies then?
Oh, dude, we gotta watch Carnosaur. That
Dude,
That's from the 90s?
1992? No, that was 93 actually, because it came out the year that Jurassic Park came out.
Carnosaur was a 1992 production, I believe.
Okay, probably 92.
Carnosaur 2, I believe, came out in 94.
I haven't seen Carnosaur 2. Prime tells me there's some really
Carnosaur
fantastic
2 is
gore.
worse than Carnosaur 1. I'm going to tell you that. Not in story, but in gore.
Yeah, no, that's what you told me. Yeah.
Like, holy shit. I'm not even going to describe it because it gave me nightmares as a kid.
Very nice.
You're very personal.
The scene in just talk about things that gave me nightmares. The face hugger shit in Aliens gave me nightmares for months.
Really?
As a kid.
I saw Aliens as a kid. That shit didn't have nothing on me.
Dude, that one messed me up. I slept with my friggin' I slept in the strangest places you could friggin' imagine for weeks trying to avoid getting snatched in the night by a face hugger.
You know, out of everything at Jurassic Park, because people say it should have been a horror film, when I was a kid, I was still scared of the Dennis Nedry scene for some reason.
And that scene was
Dilophosaurus
actually
one?
tame compared to how it was written in the book.
I know, but I was still scared of that one particular scene. Like all the rest of the scenes, like even the arm severed by Mr. Arnold didn't get me, but for some reason the Dilophosaurus baby scene was just crazy. Yeah, a lot of people don't know that, but Spielberg never disclosed that. But the Dilophosaurus was actually supposed to be juvenile. That's why it's so damn small.
Interesting.
Yeah.
As small as this gentleman in the screen right here.
I mean, I don't see a frilly neck and spitting at people, but he could spit at people.
So let's talk about the final scene in the movie.
Oh yeah,
So-
where
And this is
car-
and there are going to be spoilers, so go ahead and offer them, or not.
No, seriously, like the whole entire carriage scene where it basically gets hit by I think it was like a fallen tree, and then it breaks the wheel, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, because
and then-
there's a fight that takes place inside the moving
oh yeah,
wagon
yeah.
between the circus owner and the muscle guy.
Well, she tried
And
to
then,
poison Han and everything like
right.
that. Is it Han or Hun? I'm trying to
Hun.
remember.
It's Hans.
Hun.
It's Hans.
Okay, Hans. It's Hans. It's Hans. Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, she tried to poison him and shit with the three other little people. I'll be PC.
Midgets.
Oh fuck! Here we go. Here we
SJW.
go.
Yeah.
Hello, I have a Kiwi Farms Pride Month flag right now. Thank you. I'm being inclusive. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, them trying to basically go after her for trying to kill Huns, basically is really crazy because she's running away outside in the dark, screaming for her life in the woods. And then the other brute guy is literally trying to kill the other woman, and he's getting burnt on top of the damn heater / stove in the fight. And then the fight turns into where the little people are throwing knives at the brute and are chasing him down on top of her being chased down in the woods. And it's something creepy about that because, it's like little tiny teddy bears just chasing you with little tiny knives. It's comical, but it's still fucked up in a way.
It's a really fantastic sort of turn on its head as far as horror movie goes, because generally, like this would be in a traditional, like a standard horror movie. The scene would be like the good guy is trying to escape from this like murderous band of hobbits, right?
Yeah.
Whereas like the little freaks and whatnot are the good guys in this scenario. They're thwarting an assassination plot. Like it's a fantastic little this movie.
Yes, and the image is the trapeze artist, the lady at the center of the plot to kill Hans. This is her fate because when they find out about a plot to kill Hans, they decide to band together and teach her a lesson. And she's seen them kill the muscle guy because he's about to really lay into the circus owner. So they save him by throwing a knife at him. And then there's a shot as he's cowering back and reeling from the stabbing. You see the shot of all of them with the pinhead and the midgets walking slowly towards him with the rain. They're crawling on the ground, and they kind of revert to a savage instinct, which is present in all humans when they exact revenge. And it's a very spooky shot of them just crawling right at him with the intent to kill him. And then when they go and turn their attention towards her, we don't see what they do to her. We just see the transition to the scene where they were exhibiting her in this box, and you see that she's been completely just messed up. And they turn into like a human bird of some kind.
Oh, they stuffed her, dude. They stuffed her. That's basically what they did.
Yeah.
They took her legs very obviously.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So
But
she just became one of them.
I just find it funny because it's like you got all these little people chasing her with knives and shit in the like rainy ass rainforest. And I'm just sitting here thinking, it's like, okay, if this was made in the modern time, they would try to make her go girl boss and literally start kicking the midgets halfway, like punt them like a fucking football.
Okay, speaking of girl boss, we have a harassment in the chat. Don't come in here, Job, and pretend you're being nice to people. Don't say hello to anybody, because we know the intent behind that. You think you're being cool, you think you're being part of the community, you think you're being cordial, but you're not. I see right through that crap. So stop it. Just put your claws out there and take off the blinders. We see right through you.
Look, I can fix Jabba for you, LS, but okay. He's not gonna be very happy, but I'll fix him. Hey Jabba, I heard that Greg's was gonna get rid of the pork pies because it's not halal.
Oh God, that's so evil.
Well, that's awful.
Yeah.
A Guy in his room says this movie is ironically pro-freak. It shows them as real people with a plot, etc. A question.
Okay, I have to correct you. It's not Guy in his room. It's just Guy. Just Guy.
Just Guy.
That's his band's own name, Guy.
Smash or pass, the guy says.
Guy. It's Guy.
Well, clearly she doesn't have her lower body anymore, so she can only give you head. So
I mean,
pass.
If Smash includes smashing with hammer, I would.
Okay, what's the politics behind this, Prime?
Greg's never sold a pork pie. Are you sure? Are you sure they didn't get rid of it because of the halal? And you just don't know about it until now. How long have you been eating Greg's?
You mean sausage roll, he says.
Well, something with pork. Something with pork.
Okay, maybe they don't call it pork in the UK. Maybe they call it sausage roll. I think that's what he's trying to tell you.
Maybe Jabba loves his sausage rolls. What?
I would kick you, but I need all the viewers I can get out of this room right now.
You need oh! I'm your fluffer now. Oh, that's great.
Yes, you are. You are. So.
Oh God.
Yeah.
So are we going to talk about the infamous scene where they're all doing the Google Gobble thing?
Go ahead. You share. Let's share your thoughts on that.
Well, I thought it was interesting seeing them all at the wedding dinner party, and they were just sitting there, just like chanting "One of Us." But what really I found funny about it is that because the whole reason why she's freaked the fuck out is because they're all drinking from the same chalice, and she didn't want to be considered one of them by drinking from the same chalice. She didn't want to have their same spit in that regard. Like it's funny as shit to me that she's just that Seth Hollow and everything like that. Plus the fact that the little guy is just being tortured. Like he's ashamed that he's just finding out the person he married in an instance. It's a heartless bitch. But yes, it's on him.
It's quite the observation you made there.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
What observations do you have, Imber? And he's dead.
There you go. He's doing the thing where he died now. So there you go. So we just got as much mileage out of Imber as we can. So let's go to Helmut. Save the stream, Helmut.
My favorite scenes are the calm ones, the ones with the clown being kind to the freaks, because it shows that not only the freaks are good people in the movie, but several normal ones are also good people, and the contrast is pretty interesting to the bad guys.
What does he mean by this?
I will not repeat it, Prime, because this is defamatory. So do not
that's
repeat
defamatory?
it. Oh. I'm just highlighting it because I'm showing people how much of an insensitive bully Jabba is. People think I'm making it up.
So what you're saying is I should totally start saying it over on Lord Raptor Jesus' stream. Okay, gotcha.
I'm sorry, Helmut. Continue.
do your dogs also live in your bathroom and shit on?
We're talking about a movie from 1932, pre-code horror movie. That should be a bit of a conversation. You shouldn't be distracted or derailed by the harassment in the chat.
That was the one thing I noticed too about the circus freaks is that it was so low budget that they only could afford horse-drawn carriages because you didn't see anything like elephants or monkeys or tigers, lions, bears, all that.
They have
shit.
a seal, Prime. There's a seal. They show a seal for a short time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't like full circus though. That's the thing.
It was more of a freak show with some side acts.
Yeah.
If you ever, I don't know if you ever been to Coney Island. You probably haven't. But
No.
Coney Island have their own little freak show, so to speak, and it was just like a sideshow thing. It wasn't like any animals or anything, but you literally would just go and there would be performers there, and you just watch them be who they were. I gotta be careful how I say this too, because I don't want to be dismissive about it, but they're just being exhibited. So you just watch them being exhibited. That used to be a thing in Coney Island. I'm sure it's not there anymore now, but it was there at least 20 years ago.
You sure about that? It could be just drag time story hour.
Well, I'm sure that's there. That's not
There was something similar in Germany till the 1950s. It was called Völkerschau, and they exhibited several people from different countries, blacks and Eskimos, and showed them around like freaks, basically.
Wait a second. Am I hearing this correctly? Did you just say the Germans had their own freak show, but it was just other ethnicities? Oh, that's
Yes.
funny as shit.
Yeah.
That's funny as shit.
That was real, Prime. I'm
Holy
not
shit.
thinking that
Holy
that
shit.
really
Holy
happened.
shit. Oh man, the Germans just come up to the first attraction and it's just a Mexican just be like, "Hey, what's up, hombre?
What
Hey,
was it
any
called?
tacos?"
No,
What was it called?
they had Native Americans and Eskimos and
God.
blacks from Africa and
Oh, that's
Mongols
funny.
and all the other stuff. It's
Oh,
called
that's
Völkerschau. You can Google it. Really
Like
exists.
Burger Fell?
Völkerschau.
You might want to spell it to him in private chat because he's not going to be able to pronounce it correctly.
Maybe we can revive that when Lasmet finally visits me in Germany and I can show him around. Like, look at this guy from Mexico.
Yes, and that could be your second attraction, the retarded American.
The American who eats with his feet and the
Yes.
Oh, that was
Mexican with the peanut shaped hand.
Oh, poor last Matt. He's gonna
Yeah,
be
it says to
touted
step
around.
right up and look at the Pollock. There you go.
Oh man, what would be the exhibit for Einberg then? The Canadian something? I don't know. I don't
there
get
you go.
it.
I
It
don't
makes
get it.
sense to me.
The Canadian homosexual.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, yes. Well,
Look
Einberg
at
should step
him.
away.
He's Canadian and homosexual.
Yeah. They might think he's Trudeau or something. Who knows?
Do you think if they had some like Prime as an exhibit, do you think that would break the show?
No, because I'm going to eat with my feet.
You mean in the freak shows or in those Völkerschau shows in Germany?
Okay, I guess the Ferguson shows.
Yeah, they would think, oh, these people are Americans.
I ask that all the time. I ask it every day.
It's like the scene from Wolfenstein where the German guy comes up to the Ku Klux Klanners and he's like, "Have you been practicing your German?" And the fucking dudes are just like on point, like, donkey shay. And he's like, how dare you butcher my beautiful native language? Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I'm still trying to learn my German.
Yeah,
Oh God.
it would be interesting to show you guys around to other Germans.
Hey,
maybe they would pay you in beefies, Prime.
you need to just get like one of those hurdy-gurdies. It's got like that like pre-programmed music thing, like the monkey on the chain shit back in the French days. You know, have me on a little chain, and I just go, and I take my little hat and I just like tip it over for a tip, and then I put it back on my head, and I go back to you, start dancing again.
I think Germans would pay good money to see a Lasmet showering.
In the duck dog? In the duck dog.
At least
Oh,
I would get
fuck.
paid. At least I would get paid.
Playing with his Godzilla figures under the shower.
Oh my gosh.
I'll have you. I don't bring my Godzilla figures to the shower.
Really? I thought you would. I thought you would want to have them
I stopped doing that
submerged.
when I was in my teens. I don't bring my toys into the shower no more.
Okay, well, what about bathtub? Do you bring them in your bathtub?
I don't have a bathtub. I have a shower stall. I don't have a bathtub.
Oh, that sucks. So you don't get to make Godzilla submerge underwater like a submarine. That sucks.
I'm a man, Prime. I know. I don't do that stuff. I'm not gay. I don't do that stuff.
Oh, you're not gay. Oh, okay.
What are you LOL for, Jabba? Huh? I'm sorry. No, I forgot. Jabbage. I don't know if you guys know this, but since Jabba, Gynadrum, and Carol are in the band zone, I don't call them by their government names anymore. I call them by their slave names. So Gynadrum is now Gi, Carol is Colors, and Jabba is Jabbage. So those are the names you're supposed to call him by.
Now, why are you calling him Jabbage? Because he likes his cabbage?
No, I just decided to call. What the fuck does that mean?
I don't know. I thought Brits really like cabbage or some shit.
Is that a thing?
I think.
I don't know. Cabbage is delicious, but I don't. I'm Canadian, so
I don't know. I hear that the Brits are having a tough time trying to adjust to the halal and all that stuff that they're being re-educated into.
Those fucking homos over there gotta take up arms and overthrow the government already. Good lord.
Dude, they had
So Freaks came out in 1932, pre-code horror movie.
Okay, you want to go back to Freaks? Okay, you went into the British, and now you're like, oh no, fuck, no. I respect. Let's talk about Freaks again. Let's talk about.
You know this movie was banned in the UK, right? It was banned in Britain at the time.
What?
Well, of course.
Did they explain why they banned it? Like, was it a sensitivity thing, or was there something else?
Probably because of the shock value of the Freaks doing what they were doing especially towards the end of the movie. And I'm sure like the ending itself that we're seeing here was also shocking at the time.
If I may, at the time of 1932, England was having a really bad problem with communism, with unions starting up in most of the workforce, and there was also rallies with fascism, with basically elections that were going to be held soon in Germany with, Hitler. So this movie right here is basically, in a sense, it's kind of like go against somebody who tries to mess over you. Maybe there's a ploy to them not wanting to have people think that they need to topple somebody who's evil. Who knows?
Yeah, God forbid.
That's a good point.
God forbid the people actually think about the fact that they can just kill evil people, I suppose.
Yeah, because in a sense, like, if you see the woman here in this picture when she's normal, if you think about her as like, like a normal person, like a government entity, and all the rest of the people are the freaks, aka citizens, like, I'm not one of you, I just want you for your money, fuck all of you, type attitude. I could probably see that it's probably like a mindset that they didn't want people to have.
Well, yeah, the idea that it could be, you could see it as like an allegory for standing out the quote unquote little person rather than literal.
Yes, which is what the communists were doing for the last 20 years.
Yeah, except the issue I have with fucking communism is retard. They're not simply dysgenic freaks; they're just evil. Whereas the focus of this movie is on people who are just dysgenic freaks. They're not evil.
Yeah, I get that. It's just that, I can see why they probably banned it, because they didn't want to have a social outcry of the free think, that type of shit.
Yeah, I mean, that's certainly a possibility.
They banned it in the UK because they didn't want the Brits to be upset that the freaks had better looking teeth than them. Oof. Even Jabba did that one personally.
Wow.
Tod Browning 1932 film The Freaks was banned in the UK due to its controversial content and explicit display of humans with significant physical disabilities. Initially, the film was refused a certificate altogether, as it was felt that it exploited for commercial reasons the deformed people it claimed to dignify. The ban lasted for 30 years, from 1932 to 1963, and it was finally given an X certificate, allowing those aged 16 or above to view the film. On its release in 1963, the BBFC required that audiences be warned about the nature of the film to ensure those who might find such sights displeasing would avoid seeing it. The film's release was carefully managed, starting in only one art house cinema location in London, and promoted without exploitation or sensationalism.
Okay, I watched this whole entire movie for an hour, almost an hour, because I got 2 minutes late. I didn't see anything that would be shocking or horrifying about the way they looked at all.
You gotta transport your mind back to that era because
You
we're
yeah,
all desensitized. But back in 1932, this was genuinely shocking.
like seeing someone like this, someone who had been mutilated like this, would mortify most people back then.
I mean, I hate to sound like a broken record, but back then people were kind of closed-minded. So that was a thing at the time. There was very little education. People with deformities, they were generally seen as such because they were exploited as such. So seeing them depicted in this manner was, for 1932, shocking. For us, it's not a big deal, but for back then, it was intensely shocking.
Yeah, it would be culturally taboo for them, likely.
God damn, KSS. Holy shit. Ow. Damn.
They didn't call those people freaks. They called them Your Majesty. Hey, man, is he wrong, though? Is he wrong, though?
Ouch. I felt that one.
Oh, yeah, guy in his room says plus eugenics was pretty big back then, which is fair. That's a fair point.
Prime would be the three-nippled man. Yes, he would be. But, yeah, I mean, this is even before the Nazis, took power, and that was a thing back then. But, yeah, that's a good point, too, with the eugenics stuff, yeah.
Back in the 1930s, the eugenics movement was still fairly popular. So KS says, yeah, that sounds about right.
Also, characters like Superman and Captain America were created because of the eugenics stuff.
Eugenics is still popular now. They just don't call it eugenics anymore. They call it Darwinism.
Oh, I thought they called it MAID.
No, I'm not even joking. Like, there are a large number of people who engage in social and medical Darwinism. They'll actually abort fetuses that are showing signs of that they'll develop into like a retard or a defect.
Yeah, they did it a lot. They do it a lot here.
They still engage in eugenics, and it's mostly lefties doing it, by the way. But they don't call it eugenics because it's a dirty word because the Nazis made it. Well, I don't know. Fuck, I don't care. They still do it. They just lie about it and give it a different name.
Yeah, they do those blood tests to determine if the child will have Down syndrome or other disabilities.
Yes, that's entirely correct. And one of the reasons Planned Parenthood was formed, and the majority of their clinics were placed in black neighborhoods.
I'm about to talk about Margaret Salinger, right? The founder of Planned Parenthood, who wasn't about racist, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
She was very open about her racism.
Yep. No. She. Yeah.
And if you want to really deep into the rabbit hole, like their targeting of people of color is by design. We're talking about Planned Parenthood, and it's noticeable in their paid ads, which depict people of color, and very rarely do you see white couples depicted in those ads.
You really want to make me pro-abortionist with those compelling arguments?
Look, man,
damn!
I like.
The German's getting salty.
I will put it to you this way. I will put it to you this way, Helmet. I hate the idea of feeding Moloch more than I hate the Nons.
Hey, I now love Planned Parenthood.
You know what? That actually might work. Ibert. We need to get a bunch of Germans to say they love Planned Parenthood, and then everybody be like, "Wait, what? The Germans are loving people being eugenic?"
No, I agree with you, Oz. No, dude. Unironically, I agree with you, Oz. I think it's genuinely a Moloch problem. Like they're feeding the souls of the unborn to that monstrosity of a demon. Like, I agree with that take.
Oh yeah, I think that'd be a great video to make one day. Just going into like the connection between. I know we're deviating a bit from the top, although it kind of ties in because
Because of the eugenics.
As you would point out, they would be considered undesirables, so they would do like proactive cleansing to rob society of those undesirables. But going into that rabbit hole of like connecting, abortion with racism, witchcraft, evolution, because it's all tied together. Oh, and communism, it's all tied together.
Oh, it is. It's all perpetrated by the same synagogue, one might say.
Guy says sometimes tragedies happen and they grow up and make comics such as life help. F you, Guy, F you. I am your revered host of this stream. Give me reverence and respect.
He's never gonna offer reverence and respect.
What the hell is this ongoing you guys are talking about? What are you guys doing in the chat? Like, what is this? Like in the 1930s in states like Oklahoma, they were castrating undesirables in prison so that they wouldn't have kids. Didn't always work. F you, KSS. F you.
Hello, last night.
Don't you dare, I'm Greg. Don't follow in their footsteps. You're better than
Yes, we will. It'll be awesome.
What are we?
Wait,
hold on. Why are we castrating the Duckman? Like, I don't approve of this.
I don't either.
Wait a second. Wait, Einberg, are you not seeing what I'm seeing on screen right now?
Oh no! Come on.
What?
Are you not seeing what I'm seeing? We have a woman who is a half duck hybrid. We know the origins of Road Warrior Drake now.
Oh no, we lost Prime. His internet crashed out. Damn.
Ah, jeez, man. That's weird.
That always happens when he's not streaming. He needs better internet. Oh, there you go. Welcome back.
Must be a hurricane rolling through.
Wow, she's the mother of Road Warrior Drake.
Oh no, we lost somebody. Oh no, he's back. You see, Prime,
Why did you?
everybody. His internet's affecting everybody. I'm sorry, Homo, that Prime's internet hurt you.
I am shocked.
I'm very shocked. Oh, he's back. There you go. Okay.
That's a blatant display of fascism, Duckman.
I just put this out on Twitter. I just put this out on Twitter that Elasmat exposes the origin story of Road Warrior Drake.
No, that is fake news. I will have you reported for that. I'll contact Elon Musk and report you.
Yeah. You're gonna.
If you report me, it's canon.
No. If I report you, I'm preserving the history. You're just profiting off of me.
Remember, when you report somebody, you're reporting it for the copyright that I'm promoting something that is your intellectual property, which means that it's actually canon when you're reporting it.
Oh.
I don't know what you're talking about. You're just like totally just derailing my stream. But I'm trying to be
How dare you? This is Road Warrior Drake's mother we have up on screen. Have some self-respect.
No. I have a question, a query, if you will.
Yes.
Yes, I deliberately pronounced it wrong because it's Pride Month. What?
Yeah. What's your question?
I have no question. I just wanted to interrupt and be a dick.
Oh no, we lost time break. His internet went down. Damn it.
You might want to highlight. You might want to highlight Oz Great Sage's comments.
Yeah.
Wait. What do you say? Canon matters.
Go above that one. Go above that one.
If you strike it, it is canon.
See.
No, I don't see. I don't see.
Drake had to have a mother accept it. It's her. Says
yeah.
What's the emergency?
You guys are sick. The mindset for you to make this canon and to assume that this is the birth of Road Warrior Drake it makes you guys despicable. You have a very despicable and slimy mind. I'm very afraid for my progeny.
See now Osgreat. Osgreat's asking the question now. He says, "No mother, is Drake a clone?" See, now we want to know the origin. It's making us want to know.
Well, clearly Drake had a mother, but as far as like his actual origin, I may just do the service thing and never reveal it.
Wait a second. Wait. So if Drake, you're saying Drake had a mother. You just said that, correct?
I would assume so, yeah.
So you're saying that Road Warrior Drake is a species, which means there is more than one, because he had to have had a father in order to have a mother give birth.
Prime. What it was just a butt plug with DNA on it, like.
Look. we've already seen broke Quack Mountain. We know how he turned into Road Warrior Drake, but there's still
No, we don't know because that book is apocryphal. You sick fuck! That book is apocryphal. How dare you come? I've given you a home and a platform on my stream. Why are you coming in here and throwing all kinds of wickedness on my intellectual
because
property?
we're trying to establish that Road Warrior Drake is a freak within the community of his beasts and shit.
I demand you to respect me the way you respect Todd McFarlane and Frank Miller. I am their peer, so you give me the same reverence and respect.
No. This you're on the TMENT level. You're not in Todd McFarlane level.
I am a comic book creator, and I do things like Todd McFarlane. I am on his level. You need to respect me and revere me. You will tear apart the community. You will tear us apart. You're going to bring us into a sandstorm.
Get your head out your ass. Get your head out your ass.
See, listen to you. Look at your foul. Look how irreverent you are. You don't care about comics. You don't care about this space. You think you're here because you're
I do.
Part of it.
Yes,
you're
I do.
Excuse me.
Excuse
you're
me.
a Captain Shovin to our George Floyd.
Excuse me.
And make us martyrs.
I'll ask Mike. I'll ask Mike. Who still owns a copy of 1391? Who is preserving comic history? I am. Thank you.
I made a documentary.
You know what my favorite part about Road Warrior Drake is?
No.
The ones where he's checking off in the fields and those strange people watching him.
He's checking off in the fields. Why?
I'm retarded?
What page was that? I missed it.
Frank, I don't believe you.
Was in the new book.
These sick people took one panel of my book and they've added such horrible canon to it. One panel.
Stop fucking us.
Yeah. Drake is checking off in those high grass fields and those strange people watching him.
All right. Well, Elias, I'm gonna let you and Helmet continue. It's Animu night. You know, Zeitgeist is gonna start fucking me any minute now, saying, "Where the fuck are you, fatso?" So I gotta hop off. But
yeah,
we appreciate you letting us on, and I enjoyed Freaks for what it was.
You brought shame to my stream. You denigrated and disrespected your host, who gave you a platform and a home.
It's never let's cost cut in ways that don't screw the employees. It's always let's just fuck the that make us money.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, what are you talking about? Yeah, what are you talking about?
Did he forget he was muted? Oh, God damn it. Hot mic, hot mic.
Wait.
I'm leaving. You guys have a good one.
Okay.
Bye, Brian.
Wait, let's listen in on Einberg because he's in a conversation.
Don't you have to leave too? Because when you have anime night,
I don't do anime night. I know that Einberg does, but we're gonna probably close the stream in a couple minutes anyway. I think we've come as it's actually a short movie, so there's only so much you could talk about with it. We've covered some interesting topics, like eugenics and all that stuff, which ties into the perception of why the movie was received the way it was. So it's all good historical context, which I am a fan of. I like when I look at these old movies. I like the historical context, and sometimes it's difficult to discuss with some people because it's like you're giving credence to it, and it's like no, I mean the context of when it was made does matter because it adds an important relevance to the movie. So, like a movie like Freaks today wouldn't be. Well, hold on. Let me take it back for a second. It might still be shocking because some people, and I'll tell you why. Do you remember when Peter Dinklage made a stink because he felt like short actors were being exploited, and ultimately he made it so that like short actors now can't get work?
Yeah. I remember the wrestler Hornswoggle throwing a hissy fit about that and Peter Dinklage's comments because he said he put 7 little people out of work.
Yes, For those that don't know, like the Snow White live action remake with Rachel Zegler that came out, they used CGI to make the dwarfs in the movie, And like Helmut said, that was 7 dwarf actors that could have had that role that got out of a job, that lost the
Well,
job because of it.
well, at least they gave one mentally challenged person a job in that movie.
Yeah. And think about this, like movies like Willow, or even like Star Wars that had a lot of
Time
dwarf actors,
Bandits, Time
like Time
Bandits,
Bandits too.
Elizabeth.
Yeah, Time Bandits. Exactly. I forgot about Time Bandits. Yeah.
Wait, Time Bandits? I don't think I'm familiar with that one.
The
Oh, really?
Terry Gilliam movie
Yeah.
from the guy from Monty Python.
That doesn't sound familiar to me.
We'd have to watch that as a movie night, because that is it's a classic Terry Gilliam movie. It is very based, but yeah, it's a very it's movies like that just don't get made anymore today because people just
It's a fun movie, but it has some very deep meaning behind it.
Yeah.
It's good to discuss, and I think you would like it, Einbrecht. Oh,
and
have we
he's
lost
missing.
Einbrecht?
Yep, Imre just comes and goes. So like if he makes a comment, he's gone. So you think you're responding to him, but you're not. You're just talking to the void.
But interesting topic with freaks. It still would hold on today with the whole eugenics part and
Yes.
the stuff that Prime talked about. With the testing and and we have an interesting counter movement against those eugenic stuffs. We have a group of people with Down syndrome who go against those blood tests, for example, in Germany, and rightfully so, because people with Down syndrome, I don't think that those people should be aborted.
No, they should not be. You know, I absolutely not. And I hate to bring this as a segue, but there's a phenomena of women online who are downloading that Down syndrome filter. So they go on do their videos with that Down syndrome filter, and it attracts a whole generation of deviant men who fell to that.
Yeah, I think that's really disgusting, and that's derogatory against people with real Down syndrome.
Yeah, it's weird. It's so weird. Like how much more degeneracy are we going to discover in modern men today? You know? Oh,
it always can get worse.
No, it will. That's what I'm saying. Like, how much more? And it's like just when you think we reached the limit, no, if there's a whole new level of degeneracy among men that we discovered. It's like, oh, why? What the fuck? Like, oh.
and if you think about it, it's also really perverted, because if you know people with Down syndrome, they are like children.
Yeah,
most of
exactly.
them have the mind of really gentle and nice children.
Yeah,
and doing that and connecting that to OnlyFans and shit like that, that's pervert. That's
Dude,
really
it's
strange.
really weird, that trend.
Yes,
It's super weird. Like I saw that video pop up and I started laughing because I'm like, that's a new AI filter, isn't it? And people were falling for it, and it's like, nope. Like I made a couple jokes. I'll be the first to admit it. I made some jokes because it's funny, but that's weird.
Yeah, it's only at the first glance funny. You see the video and then you laugh, and then you think about it, and then you think, those people are deranged and not good people.
No, they're not. They're really
for
not.
Attention.
Yeah, but using people with Down syndrome, that's really that's evil.
Using people for Down syndrome for sexual gratification is evil, 100%.
Yeah, that's not.
Yeah, it's like when I thought it was just people doing like AI filters for comedic effect, it was genuinely funny. When I found out
that was
they all
funny.
had
Yeah, that was funny,
OnlyFans,
yeah.
I was like, oh, never mind.
Yeah. It's sick. It's sick all around. But okay, says the thing is most disgusting. Stomach turning. Oh, I read it wrong. Thing is the most disgusting stomach turning thing most stomach-turning thing you can imagine. Now, I realize there's a group of disgusting degenerates who get off to that. Rule 34 is a thing, kid. Listen, after I found out that there are people that ship Godzilla and Mothra, I'm like, yeah, nothing's off limits anymore. Nothing is off limits. Whatever I don't want to think about, I'm sure it's been fapped to.
There's Godzilla and Mothra Yahweh. Like you can.
Oh god.
People
Oh
are
god.
cool brains.
Fuck you for making me bring that up. Damn it. Fuck. Oh. When I found out about that, I said, you know what? Nuke the internet. Nuke it all.
Yep.
Just remember that Inuyasha fanfic story we all had to witness.
Oh.
That was really deranged and showed how coon brained some people are.
Yeah. Well, I mean, unfortunately, we're in a space where degeneracy is embraced because it's a way to own the libs.
With what? With what owning the libs? With
I'm just-
with Guna shit?
With 16-year-old 16-year-old girls being shipped as demon dogs and doxing and what else? Pedo jokes.
I think that's more on par with the SJW Troon side than anything else.
I thought it was, but it's close to home in our space here.
Hey, I'm not in that space. I don't identify as someone of that space. Alas, never have.
Don't do it. But Kansas has a ship Godzilla and Mothia. Damn it, Katie. Well, no, see, those creatures are. Why am I even trying to quantify it? Stop it! Stop it! Behave in the chat.
Oh. Yeah, it's. Yeah, Rule 34 is just one of those things. If it exists, someone has porn of it. If you're unfamiliar with the rule,
Exactly. If okay, that's the Rule 34 thing. If something exists, there is definitely a porn version of it.
Yeah, and if there isn't, someone's going to make it shortly.
It will happen. Yes. I mean, look, there was a movie which we won't review here, but it's a movie called Serbian Film. Because it shows that any kind of deviancy you can think of has been exploited and has been profited off of.
Yeah, that was also the topic of 8mm with Nicolas Cage.
Yeah. Which, by the way, it's funny because remember back in the day that the whole snuff film thing was just urban legend, and now it's like no, it's a thing now because all you gotta do is pull out a video during wartime or during like any of these spots where there's that conflict, and there you go, you have instant snuff right there.
Yeah, that was also thing big in the 80s with the Faces of Death movies.
Yes, I remember those Faces of Death, and then like in the early 2000s when we started to get familiar with the concept of snuff films, and then you'll find out that in the dark web they have these red rooms, allegedly. So I was like, oh. No, I mean it's possibly true. I've not seen it. So, but yeah, there's those red rooms and all kinds of horrific shit, which I don't want to mention. But yeah, the dark web, fuck it. Yeah,
it's it was always there. The voyeurism for such stuff.
Hey, Eliza's gonna read all my typos without looking at the correction below. He's gonna be one of those YouTube hosts. What an asshole! You know, F you kids. I will never, ever listen to one of your recommendations ever again. How about that? Ever. Oh, great. Oscar says 8mm is creepy and gross. I haven't seen that movie yet, so maybe I should. Is it really creepy and gross?
It is, and it's quite frightening to think about the topic of the movie. It's not a movie that you can watch all the time. I watched it once, and it's enough.
Yeah, I should watch it at least one time. I've been meaning to watch it, but yeah, it's one of those movies that's just uncomfortable because it's mostly based on truth, the truth that we don't want to acknowledge. But yeah, it's a thing, absolutely a thing. Hamdog. Wait, yeah, this is a new name. Hamdog. It says Sailor or 100 Days of Sodom is literally based on a book from some aristocrat that did everything in it. I believe it. Listen, the elites into some sick shit.
Gross people.
Yeah.
They're genuinely gross people.
Yeah.
It's during fascism in Italy.
Yeah. Like the 1600s. Mm-hmm. Yeah, every hierarchy that you read about, whether it's the Romans, whether it's the Holy Roman Empire, the French, even our government.
Look at guys like Marquis de Sade, however you say his last name. Like that was
Marquis Assad.
that dude was
Marquis
a
Assad.
fucking lunatic.
Yeah. Henry Finn says, "Hey, I'm listening to on my way home from the Y again. What a conversation you just tuned into, Henry. What a conversation. Yeah. Elites one trip plays God. Oh yeah, listen, with all the pagan worship that they're doing,
Well, they think
and
they are
taxes.
God. That's the problem.
Yeah, taxes is a form to them of tithing.
I have a way non-fantastical approach to that kind of theme because I think if you have money for everything, you get bored
Right.
pretty fast, and then you fall into that rabbit hole, and you do all those fucked up stuff because you are
Because
bored.
because it's exciting, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
And I don't mean to use the word exciting in a good way. It's just like Helmut said, like you get rich, you pretty much have everything at the whim of your hands, and it is boring. And then what do? Like you said, you go into that rabbit hole for a little excitement, and it's like, ugh.
and then some people have blackmail on you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's I learned about that when I was researching the Skull and Bones 20 years ago, and how like in their rituals, you're supposed to give a dirty secret about yourself as leverage, so that if you ever step out, they got that over you.
Yes, and it also is. It is. We are still kind of on topic, Elasmet, because those freak shows, they were a part of that stuff.
Yeah.
People with money like to watch those people and make fun of them.
They like to spit on them and everything. Like they would abuse them. Like it was a weird sort of yeah.
Yeah, it was meant to be their way of feeling good about themselves. It's fucked up, but that's what they did, because it was their way of just reaffirming, you know what, my life ain't that bad. I'm pretty good.
It's Schadenfreude at its like most evil, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, I try to not live that kind of way. I try to be gentle to people who don't have that much luck in life, and
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
usually a giant asshole to almost everybody. I hate 99% of people on this planet, but
Same.
I think that's probably
I'm still friendly and respectful to people with disabilities.
you know what's
Or
funny about that, Helmet?
huh?
I think that's probably why we get along so well, because of the fact that we're both misanthropes.
My day job, I don't want to give too much information, but I do help people with needs in my day job. So I deal a lot with people that are in need, that don't have, and I try to help them. So you definitely need a level of humility to make that work, and it helps you with seeing life from that vein, because then you like what Helmut said, like 99% of people are assholes on this planet. So it's like, yeah, I don't want to be that 99%. I'd rather just stay that 1% and be humble. So
Lady Shadowband says in chat, I work with special needs and disabled. Yeah, my mom did for a long time when she was younger, when I was quite young. Like I met a lot of Downies. I met people with fetal alcohol syndrome and a bunch of other, like everything in between. And I can honestly say, fetal alcohol syndrome people are the spawn of fucking Satan. The rest of the retard crowd, all right by me though. Like the genuinely kind people.
Yeah,
Alice, special needs come. You know, Oz, you're very close to getting in the band zone. Be nice. Respect my panel. Sorry, go ahead.
I couldn't work with those people because I don't have the cool for it. But that doesn't mean that I don't treat them right. I'll always try to treat people with disabilities right, except for borderliner, bipolar disorder, autists, and fetal alcohol syndrome.
Dude, people, I'm sorry. Like, I know it's mean to me, but people with FAS, FES, I've noticed something. There's this, like, common through line with them. They have no moral compass. They're just evil personified. It's wild.
Yeah, that's why I don't like people with bipolar disorder. They are genuinely evil people. They are demons. I don't like those kind of people.
Yeah, yeah, dude, they can be really, really tough to be around. I've only dealt with 2 bipolar people in my lifetime, and they can be yeah, you're not wrong, Helmet.
Yeah, there's so much friendliness that you can give till you can't give it anymore.
Yeah, yeah. At that point, you just gotta just step back and just say, you know what, we can't fellowship together. So
No, and you can't help everybody, and people need to say that they want help.
yeah, that's and I do deal with quite a few of those in my line of work where you get people that are just too stubborn and prideful to do what they got to do on their end to receive help, because you're not going to get 100% of the help when you do go for help. So you got to do some sacrifices on your end to get the help you need. So yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I
yeah.
have no problem with people with physical disabilities, or like I said, people with Down syndrome or something like that. But people with severe psychological issues is
Right.
a different animal to deal with.
Yeah, because you could be dealing with potential demons, real trauma, or that person's just as an outright asshole. There's a whole lot of factors with that. So that's all other arena that only I think a select few can actually handle.
Dealing with those people is like the saying: if you look long enough in the abyss stares back.
It says, I'm not sure I feel comfortable hearing a guy with a German accent listening to all people he doesn't want around.
Hey, no. I don't want them around, but not in the thing that you think in that kind of way.
You don't want them around in the most humane way possible.
I don't want them in my personal life.
Right. Yeah, I 100%. I'm the same way. I like to live in peace, and I'm okay with just being away from people that have those issues because I can't help them, and I wouldn't be beneficial in their life, and vice versa. So, and yeah, I'm the same way, Hamdog. I do feel bad for those kind of people because not everybody who's born doesn't get asked to be born into the situations they're born in. So like and there's a level of sympathy you feel for them until they make, because they are, at the end of the day, when they become adults, they're still responsible for the choices that they make, and they understand right or wrong. So I don't want to make excuses for people that allow their trauma or their bad child experiences to make them to become monsters. At that point, the sympathy ends. It's like, okay, well, you're a bane on society at that point. So
It also is the question: how much cool do you have personally to deal with those people? And I can say for myself, none. I don't have the cool to deal with those people, so I stay
and
away
by those
from
people,
them.
you mean like people that generally become like psychopathic with their trauma, and they become genuinely
People with
violent.
borderline issues, bipolar
Right.
disordered people like that. I can't deal with them.
Yeah,
And
like extreme bipolar. Like there's some people that have mild bipolar that you kind of can handle. You just gotta just give them enough enough of your time, and then you just go and depart from them. But
yeah,
then you got like those that are like very extreme, and it's like, yeah, you can't help them.
it is so. I cared for my great grandma when she lost both of her legs, and it
Mhm.
wasn't an issue for me.
Right.
Okay, it was kind of traumatizing for me as a kid, but as family we did it together till she died
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
1998.
Mhm.
And I had really no problem with that. And then a few years later, I did a job where I had to deal with people with bipolar disorder. And I thought about, it was way easier to care for my great grandmother who lost her both legs than dealing with those people.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, that's 100%. Yeah, that's a level of mental health. You really gotta take time and dedicate time and a portion of your life to study that. That's
Yeah,
commitment.
KSSS said something really right by accident in the chat. He
For a
said,
change.
"We
Yeah.
get it, Helmut. You don't like Liam. We get it." And he's on point about that. And I told that in a private conversation with Einen Prime why I don't like Liam. And it's exact that case. Liam Gray has some serious issues in the psychological part, and I can't deal with that. I don't find it entertaining. I can't watch him. And I said it back in the day also to Elassi. I can't watch that guy for more than 1 hour or something because he makes me seriously angry. Not about the things he says, but how he behaves.
So to say what I gotta say about that without violating my truce is all I'll say is he's been told by enough people, and there's nothing more that can be done. That's really all I'll say about that.
People need to change things on their own, but if they don't see any problems with their behavior, you can't help them.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but you just gotta just wash your hands and just move on.
Yeah, exactly. And I stay away from him. I occasionally when I hear what he does, I say my part, but I stay away from that guy.
Yeah, that's all you can do. He's got the internet's full of like so many personalities that you can listen to that will really edify you. You know, I don't like listening to stuff that's negative. I mean, sometimes if it's negative, but if it's hilarious and actually witty, I'll listen to it. But if it's just like what was me, or it's just a couple hours of trashing somebody else, I'm like, I'm my life is too short for that now. Like I've been doing videos now, and I got another video that I'm doing. That I'm gonna be uploading either tonight or tomorrow. And it's like I have fun doing those because there's a lot of like I'm putting in content that you can learn from, and you know there's enough information there that that should entertain you, but it should also kind of help enlighten you and help you feel some kind of edification or at least challenge you in some way. And I like those videos. Like I'm getting a lot of compliments by people that normally don't compliment me, but they're complimenting me. So I'm like, yeah, I'm doing something right. So I want to do that, and I want to absorb things like that. So I'm very limited, not limited, but I'm very picky on what I listen to on YouTube, and that includes a lot of like most of the CG shit I don't listen to anymore. Like I've just tuned out of it, a lot of it, most of it. But you know, once in a while I'll watch an EFAP or two until like I'm like, okay, I've had my fill. So but,
Yeah, you kind of can't escape it. You hear some things always, and you say your part, and then all is good. But the days of e-fapping hours long, the bullshit that Liam says or EVS says or something, they are gone,
hold
and
on,
I
wait,
hope
Kid,
they won't
wait.
come back.
So wait, okay. Whatever you guys do in the dark, don't bring me on. I like my world.
Nope, don't want to know.
So we actually stretched the stream to about an hour and a half. We at around the 40 to 50-minute mark, I was feeling we were gonna cut it short, but we actually got another 45 minutes in there. That's not bad.
No,
Not bad
not
at all. We tied it on with eugenic stuff and you know the history lesson regarding what are those shows called in Germany again?
Völkerschau.
Can you just spell it in the private chat so I can look it up? I can't spell it.
Yeah, I write it to you, and I think there are some videos on YouTube that you can watch about it, some documentaries.
Yeah.
Volksschau. Does okay? I'm gonna have a question here. Is Volker like related to folk, like local?
Yeah, like race.
Yeah. Okay. I was curious because
It's a show about races, about different races.
no, that's why I was asking because the words sounded familiar, so I was like, I think I've heard these words before.
Okay, so I will call it a stream. Any last words, gentlemen?
And Greg, you want to start?
No, I have no final words.
was a good movie with a good topic to talk about.
Yeah,
It's a
we know
fantastic movie
we had
in
some good
general.
topics towards the end. It was awesome. Very
And
very
I,
educational stuff.
I hope we will sometime in the future still talk about Phantom of the Opera. That's meant.
Which
Oh,
one?
you mean the Lon Chaney one?
The
Hey, you
Lon
know what?
Chaney one, yeah.
You want to watch it for next? You want that to be next week's stream? Phantom of the Opera.
That sounds
Yeah,
good.
I read the book from Gaston Leroux and saw almost every movie about Phantom of the Opera, even the
Yeah,
Robert
I just
Englund
got a
one.
DVD of that my lady Shadow Bane got me. It's not the 1925 movie; it's like a later version. But I think I'm gonna watch it and then compare it with the 1925 version, and we'll do the 1925 version for next week's stream. So it's gonna be Phantom of the Opera, Carol, from 1925 with Lon Chaney, which to me is a perennial Halloween favorite. But we'll do it for next week's stream. So 1925's Phantom of the Opera. And I guess we could talk about it. And if you guys seen other versions of it, let's hear about it. I'm gonna watch the one that Lady Shadowbang got me, and then watch the 1925 version. You know, just offer comparisons, but otherwise we're gonna be doing. Go ahead.
I saw every Phantom of the Opera movie that is out there. Even the cartoon, even the toon version, and the Dario Argento one, the one with Robert Englund, the Hammer one. I saw everything.
Wow. Okay, that's so yeah. So you're gonna have a lot to talk about then.
Yeah.
And I was in the original, in the OG musical in London.
Oh, damn! So you got a lot to talk about. So that'll be good. Gotta be a good stream. So okay,
Yeah,
guys in the
yeah.
chat, guys in chat, we've already told you we're not doing Birdemic, we're not doing Human Centipede, we're doing the Lon Chaney Phantom of the Opera with open conversations about different versions of the film as well. So that's what we're gonna do.
Birdemic sucks, man. I hate that fucking movie.
It was a fun watch that one because it was just so stupid.
It really is a fun movie to watch, but it's so bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, colors. We've chosen. So we will see you next week. Hopefully, nobody's streaming over us. Nobody important is streaming over us, and we'll probably get a good 15 to 20 live viewers like we used to get. Although we went up to about 11, considering that Pot Awful was streaming. That was a pretty decent number. So I'm happy for that. So
yeah, I can't fault people who wanted to see how dirty Nick Ricciata's household is.
Well, yeah. The Kino Casino guys have one of the ladies that watched the footage on right now, apparently.
Oh my god!
And on that note, have a great night, everybody.
You too.